Another day, another theft. The phone on Detective Mehul's desk buzzed. It was headquarters, calling about a new case. A diamond, immensely valuable, had vanished. Another day, another theft. Mehul sighed, grabbing his coat. The jewelry store was elegant, sparkling with glass and gold. Mr. Varma, the owner, was distraught. His prized possession, a diamond called the Eye of Orion, was gone. It was right here, he lamented, pointing to an empty velvet case. Mehul surveyed the scene. The shop was locked from the inside, no signs of forced entry. It was a high-security establishment. How could something so valuable just vanish? The mystery deepened, piquing Mehul's interest. He vowed to unravel the truth, no matter how small the clues. There were 3 suspects. Mr. Varma himself, though his desperation seemed genuine. Ravi, the meek assistant who had worked at the store for years. And Prakash, the sturdy, silent security guard. Mehul questioned each suspect, carefully observing their reactions. It must have been an elaborate outside job. Mr. Varma was quick to blame an elaborate outside job.
I don't know anything, sir.
Ravi trembled as he spoke, his alibi shaky at best. I saw nothing unusual, sir. Prakash, ever stoic, claimed to have seen nothing unusual. Something about their stories didn't quite add up. Mehul, a man who trusted his gut, sensed they were hiding something. He decided to investigate the crime scene further, hoping to find a clue that would expose the truth. Mehul scrutinized the shop's interior. The velvet lining of the display case was undisturbed. There were no fingerprints, no dropped tools, no sign of a struggle. It was as if the diamond had simply evaporated. He examined the security system next. The cameras were all in place and operational. But when he reviewed the footage, his heart sank. The section covering the time of the theft was blank. Someone had tampered with the recording. The case was becoming more complex. Mehul refused to be discouraged. He knew that every crime, no matter how meticulously planned, left a trace. It was only a matter of finding it. The missing footage was a significant development. It implied an inside job. Someone who knew the security system. My suspicion fell upon Prakash, the security guard. He had access to the control room, the knowledge to erase the footage. I was patrolling the perimeter during the time of the theft as usual. I had nothing to do with this. I didn't believe him. I needed concrete evidence, something to link Prakash to the crime. I returned to the shop floor, my eyes scanning every inch of the room, searching for a clue, however insignificant, that might have been overlooked. As I paced around the display case, my gaze fell upon Prakash's uniform, hanging on a hook near the back door. It was then that I noticed something peculiar. There was a fine layer of dust on the shoulders of the uniform, dust that seemed out of place. I remembered something. The air vent above the display case. It was the only possible entry point for someone to reach the diamond without disturbing the case. But the vent was small, too small for someone to crawl through without brushing against the ceiling. A plan formed in my mind. I climbed a ladder, my eyes fixed on the air vent. As I suspected, there were faint smudges of dust around the edges of the vent, matching the dust I had observed on Prakash's uniform. The evidence was irrefutable. Confronted with this evidence, Prakash confessed. He had indeed crawled through the air vent, his knowledge of the security system allowing him to erase the footage. The lure of the diamond had been too strong to resist. Yes, I did it. The Eye of Orion is in my locker. Thank you, Detective Mehul. You have no idea how grateful I am. You've saved my business. The case was closed. Another triumph for the perceptive detective. I smiled, satisfied. It wasn't always the big things, the obvious clues, that solved a case. Sometimes, it was the tiniest detail, a speck of dust, a misplaced object that whispered the truth. And I, Detective Mehul, was always ready to listen.